Hey guys, and welcome to the release of my mods folder. So there's going to be a download in the description, which is basically just a zip folder containing all of my mods, and all you need to do is make sure that you're running Forge version 1.8.9 and extract that zip folder into your mods folder. And if you have no idea what I just said, don't worry, because I will provide a little visual tutorial at the end of the video. But first I'm going to go over all the features and talk to you guys about some stuff. So yeah, basically this mod pack is based off of the Skull project, and for those of you who don't know what the Skull project is, it's a really nice mod pack. I made a video on it a while back, and I will link that at the top right. And honestly, I'd recommend it to all of you guys because it's so much easier to install than all of this stuff, and it's amazing. The only reason I have this mod pack is because it has a couple of little extra mods. They're only like small tweaks, but they're still really nice. And also a little disclaimer, as I said with the Skull project video, that not all of these mods are officially allowed. They are technically allowed, but they're not officially allowed. They won't get you banned, but if you don't want to take the risk, then I wouldn't recommend downloading this because like I said, they aren't officially allowed. But basically Hypixel's rules on the allowed mods are a bit weird, but they basically say that all cosmetic mods or mods that don't provide you with an advantage in PvP or when finding players or whatever, they're all 100% allowed, and most of these mods are just like visual or cosmetic mods, so you have nothing to worry about. But anyway, we're finally going to get into the video. So the first mod is the auto tip mod, which will automatically run /tip all for you every so often. So if you're a lazy or forgetful person like me, and you don't type /tip all the time, this will do all of that for you, which is really nice. And it gets you some free XP, gets you some free coins, gets you some free karma, and obviously it helps out all the people with active network boosters, which is a nice thing to do. This mod also has some configuration options, and you can view stats and all that kind of stuff by doing /AT. So you can see you can do stats, info, messages, toggle, and time. So I believe time shows like the time until the next tip. So you can see the last wave was 5 minutes and 31 seconds ago, and the next wave will be in 9 minutes and 44 seconds. And some other stuff like /AT messages will configure how the auto tip messages show up in chat. So you can decide whether you want them to show as default, which means that the message will show as if you just ran /tip all yourself. You can show a compact version, which will reduce all of the clutter down to one line, so like you can still see that it's running, but it only shows over one line, so it's a lot more clean rather than showing over several lines. And the final one is hidden, which is what I personally use because I like it to just run in the background. You know, I don't need to know it's all happening. And you can do things like view the stats, so you can see this is what I've done since I've logged in, this is how many coins I've earned, this is how much XP and how many tips I've sent and all that kind of stuff. And you can see these stats are from today. This is the UK date format, so the 8th of February 2017. So yeah, it's really nice. And as you can see, the coin amounts are really small, but like the more you use this and the more you're online, obviously this really racks up over time, and it can really help with getting those few extra coins you need. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next mod, which is the chat triggers mod. So what the chat triggers mod basically does, it's a bit more of a complex mod, but it listens for certain events in the chat and you can modify them. So for example, every time VIP appears in the chat, like in front of someone's rank, you can change the color of it, so you can make it like dark blue or something if you wanted to. And I personally don't know how to do it. You have to like write scripts and everything, but I'll leave a tutorial down below in the description if you want to learn how to use it. But what I will also leave in the description is a list of all of the imports that you can have, which is really what makes this mod shine, because basically what imports are is it lets you use other people's code, so you don't have to write your own stuff and you can still make the chat look fancy. So if you go through the list of imports, like there's descriptions and there's different types so you can see what they do and all that kind of stuff. Most let you customize them however you want, and obviously it tells you how to do that. But as an example of how to use them, you just type /t import and then the import name. It is case sensitive, so there's one called Hypixel Friends, and once you do that, once you look at your F list, you'll see it's all fancy and different. So the colors are different. You can see it has like an online symbol here. It's green if they're online, yellow if they're AFK in limbo, and red if they're offline. And then you can click on the little light if they're online to party them. You can click on their name to message them, and there's little arrows along the top, which I will show you in a sec, which you probably saw me clicking on. Oh my gosh, my aim is terrible. I apologize for the bad gameplay, guys. It is so cold in my house. Got the cold hand syndrome. But yeah, if you click on these, you can see here that you can scroll through the pages, you can go forwards and backwards, and there's a load of other imports as well, and it's just a really nice mod. It's a bit more complex to use, and I understand if you don't really want to use it, but once you get the hang of it and understand how the imports work and everything, it is a really nice mod. So the next mod is the CPS mod, which you can probably see down there next to my hotbar. For those of you that don't know what CPS is, it stands for clicks per second, which basically means how fast you're attacking in the game. So you can hear me clicking right now, and you can see at the bottom right, just next to my hotbar, the CPS counter. And as I said, my hands are pretty cold and I'm not warmed up properly, so it's kind of inconsistent, but my average CPS I get is about 10. You can see it hitting 10 quite frequently, and basically you can put that wherever you want. So if you type /CPS mod, you can drag this around, like click and drag this around. I'm not going to do that because I got it in a nice place. You can reset it, which puts it back at the top left, and you can press that, which prevents like double clicks from registering. I'm not exactly 100% sure how that works, but I'd recommend setting that off anyway. So the next mod, which is probably the most noticeable, is the old animations mod, which brings back the 1.7 animations that were removed in 1.8 and upwards. Now, these animations include stuff like the old block hitting animation, the old bow, which is slightly more zoomed out, the old rod, which is also slightly more zoomed out, and like the ability to kind of like eat and hit blocks at the same time. I'll show you what I mean with my sword. So you can't do this in 1.8, but this animations mod lets you, so you can see I'm kind of like hitting the grass and blocking at the same time just by holding down both mouse buttons. And now you can't actually break the block. Like, you used to be able to break blocks by doing that in 1.7, but you can't in 1.8 because it's just an animation. Like, that's why this mod's allowed. It doesn't actually like change anything. It's just purely an animation. It's like using a different resource pack or something. But this mod can be configured up here by pressing escape. There's a button at the bottom, at the top left, sorry, and you can set individual things on. So if you want certain animations but you don't want other ones, you can turn them off here. So if I turn this off, you'll get the 1.8 block hit back, which still works. You know, block hitting still works. It just looks different, but personally I prefer the 1.7 block it, and I turn the 1.7 tab list off because I like the 1.8 tab list with like the skins in tab and stuff. But what I would recommend with the old animations mod is it does come with other mods here. You press this mods button, it comes with a direction hood, which you can use. It's like a little compass along the top. I don't know why that's broken actually, but it's like north, east, south, west. I don't know whether you want that on, it's up to you, but I will turn this toggle sneak off because one, it is not allowed on Hypixel, and two, you have Orange Marshall's toggle sprint in this mod pack anyway, which I will talk about in a second. But yeah, this will conflict with that one, and you just don't want to use that one. I just got called a hacker. Wonderful. But anyway, as I was saying, the next mod is Orange Marshall's simple toggle sprint, which lets you bind a button to toggle your sprint on or off rather than having to hold down a sprint key 24/7. So in PvP, you pretty much want to always be sprinting. There's not really a reason that you'd stop sprinting during PvP. So what this mod does is it stops you having to hold down a sprint key all the time. You can just press one button and you'll be sprinting forever. You can see at the bottom left there it says sprinting, and obviously if I press my sprint key again, which I've bound to F, the sprinting will disappear and I'll be walking again. Obviously I press it again and I'm sprinting again. Also, if you go into your controls, you can change which button your toggle sprint is bound to. So if you scroll down to the movement section, you'll see there's now a toggle sprint option, which I think is I by default. Yeah, it's I. I personally set it to F, but you can set that to whatever you want. So the next mod is another mod made by Orange Marshall, and it's called Project L, and it's honestly the reason that I've been using this mod pack lately rather than using the Skull project, because it is so good. And it might not be noticeable to everyone. It's especially noticeable to me because like I have kind of moderate ping to Hypixel, and I notice a lot more of my hits registering. But what it basically does is it fixes a load of hit registration issues in the 1.8 build of Minecraft. So for those of you that were around when Minecraft was updated from 1.7 to 1.8, it was widely hated. And what was that last hit? What? But anyway, it was widely hated within the PvP community. People really didn't like it, and a lot of competitive PvP servers still do play on 1.7 because of it. But 1.8 basically broke a lot of things to do with hit detection and hit registration in PvP. And what Project L does is it doesn't fix those changes, but it reverts some of them. So a lot more hits definitely do register. Well, I say a lot, but quite a few more hits register than before. And I noticed this especially probably because like I'm a massive tryhard and my ping to Hypixel isn't all that great, but it's definitely an amazing mod and it's definitely worth having. Like, some of you might not notice the difference at all, but even so, it's definitely a nice thing to have on. And finally, the second to last mod anyway is Resource Pack Organizer, and what this does is basically if you put folders inside your Resource Pack folder, so basically in my Resource Pack folder I just made all of these subfolders, and then you get to view them all in here and browse them as if you're going through an actual folder. So you can see my packs, it has all of my packs, and obviously because of all the PX recolors, if I click here I can go through all of them. Then you can even search, so if I want to search for like black, there up comes black and green, or black, and here you can sort by ascending or descending order, so obviously A to Z or Z to A. It's just so nice and I really love it. And finally, the last mod is simply Optifine, because obviously Optifine provides huge FPS boosts and has cool capes and a nice little zoom function as well. So yeah, I hope you all do like my mod pack, and I'm going to give you all a short tutorial on how to install Forge and install those mods now. But if you download or use any of these mods, please be sure to leave a like. It helps me out a lot, and yeah, I did put quite a bit of time into this video. So yeah, have a great day guys, I'll see you later. So first, you want to make sure you're getting the 1.8.9 version of Forge, as that is the version that all of these mods are compatible with. So you'll want to go to this page, I will link it down in the description, and then you'll want to go to this download recommended tab and press on this installer button here. It will take you to this add redirection page. You just wait until this countdown hits 0 seconds and it will be replaced with a skip button. Then you press that and your download will begin. So we can press keep. It's 100% safe. There is no virus. You can run virus scans on this or whatever, but it is 100% okay, and you just click on it and it will come up with this. So what you want to do is press install client and press OK. But if it comes up with an error like this, you'll want to run the Minecraft launcher and select version 1.8.9 and press play so that it can build the 1.8.9 version, and then that error message should go away. You just press install client and then press OK, and then a Forge version will appear in your versions list, and you just click on that to run the Minecraft Forge version. So if you did that correctly, when you open Minecraft, it should open up like this with this little anvil animation in the corner. And what this is basically doing is it's generating all of the files for Forge and everything. So once it's generated and you're on the title screen like this, you'll want to open up your Minecraft folder. And if you want a fast way to do this, just go to options, then resource packs, and then press open resource pack folder, and then just go back to Minecraft and press on the mods folder. So in the description is a media file link with my mod pack. Just go ahead and download that and you will end up with this file. Then all you want to do is drag it into your mods folder, right click on it and press extract here, and that will extract all of the mods into the folder. Obviously I'm not going to do this because I already have all of the mods there, but that's what you'll need to do. And then all you need to do is restart Minecraft.